All right, good morning, everyone. The time is 10:04. We want to get started this morning with our Veterans Affairs Advisory Committee meeting. Mrs. Juarez, I'll let you get started. We'll skip the call to order because there's not a quorum, and we'll jump to the Pledge of Allegiance.
Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. Welcome to the Veterans Affairs Advisory Committee, September the 18th, 2025. I'm going to go ahead and do roll call. We'll start with District 1 and District 2. District 3, I am present. District 4.
I'm here.
District 5.
Present.
District 6.
Present.
District 7. And District 8. Okay, thank you. At this time, we'll do a discussion and action to approve the minutes of August 21st, 2025.
Madam Chairman, since there is no quorum, we can't take any kind of actions like that, so we would just need to skip to 3.
Okay. At this time, we'll do citizen comment period. You are limited to 3 minutes. No specific actions can be taken within the comments. Do we have any?
Not this morning. We have presentations, but no citizens' comment.
Okay, thank you. At this time, we'll welcome the El Paso VA Healthcare Clinic update.
Good morning. My name is Amin Enriquez, and I'm the chief. Oh, Mr. Riello's on.
Go ahead, Mr. Riello. We saw you on there.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't want to.
No, we saw you. We saw you.
There's a thunder there. I apologize, and I will be quick and then let Ms. Enriquez finish it off there. But good morning, everybody. Thank you for having me this morning. Just wanted to give you guys a couple of updates, just things that are going on right now at our VA. Next week on September 26th, and a lot of you may know that, I should start with this, that September is Suicide Prevention Month. And so we've done a lot of events lately with it, but we have one more event that's coming up here at our South Central Clinic next week on the 26th. We have our Blanket of Hope Veteran Family Night from 7:30 p.m. or from 4:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. in our South Central Wellness Center there. That we'd love to see a lot of our veterans or families come join us, or if you guys would like to come join us, please do so. Again, that's September 26th from 4:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at our South Central Wellness Center, and it's our Blanket of Hope Veteran Family Night. Also, it is Hunger Awareness Month for us, and what we do is we do have a lot of food donation drives that are going on in all of our sites. So if anybody would like to donate, all of this is going to go to our unsheltered veterans. And as you know, Mr. Enriquez and his group, they run a very important event every Wednesday morning with our food bank partnership, giving out food to our veterans and their families that need that on every Wednesday basis in the morning, early morning at the main campus here in Piedras. And then the other thing I wanted to quickly announce is a lot of you know we do have the extended hours clinic here at our main facility, starting about 4:30 p.m. and going to about 7 to 7:30 p.m. But one thing that we've heard from our veterans is pharmacy. So I'm so happy to be able to report to you all that we do now have a pharmacist that is staying. And so if our veterans who are coming into our walk-in extended hours clinic need their meds, we can give it to them there. And the one thing we will add to that is that once we get the staffing in, and we may be about 2 weeks to 3 weeks away from it, is open it up to generally any veteran. after hours, that if they have a prescription, they can come in and fulfill those prescriptions. So right now, the pharmacy piece is just for those veterans that are coming into our walk-in clinic and seeing and they have a prescription. But I would say in about 2 to 3 weeks here, we're going to be able to open it up now to any of our veterans who have an active prescription to come into our facility after hours, so 4:30 to about 7:30, to fill those prescriptions if they would like. So we're listening to our veterans. You know, we're getting feedback from you all on what are the other things, other things a lot of our veterans are talking about is, radiology lab, which we do some radiology already, but they're scheduled. So we're looking to see if an expansion in radiology and lab is possible. But I do want to get this out there that we do have this extended hours clinic, because one thing we have to look at is how many veterans actually come in and use it. We've been pretty steady. I was hoping to get an increase a little bit more, not because I want anybody sick or anything like that, but I want to be able to let our veterans know we are open for you all. You don't have to go to the community. You can come in here Monday through Friday. And if I start hearing veterans say, hey, how come you aren't doing it until 9, 10 p.m. or on weekends? If we start getting that feedback, we will absolutely invest in increasing our clinic capacity to do that. So, but I wanted to get out there so you can all tell your constituents that it is available to them for a walk-in basis. But I do want to caution, it is not an emergency room. I don't have an emergency room here. It is for a walk-in primary care type of appointment, cough, sore throat, things like that, that are going to be available. And then one last thing I do want to point out, and I want to say an absolute thank you. I see Miss Donna there and Mr. Luther there and other folks there. I am going to be departing El Paso and heading back to Amarillo at October 17 will be my last day here in El Paso. And I just want to say thank you so much for welcoming me to your city. I've been here a little bit over a year now, and it's just been the greatest part of my life that you all have become my family now. El Paso has become my family. It's bittersweet for me because yes, I get to go back to my family in Amarillo, but bitter that I have to leave my family here too, which again, all of you, we've done so much this past year for our veterans in El Paso, and I think there's so much more we can do together. But right now, I am being asked to go back home to Amarillo. It doesn't mean it's a goodbye, just like this happened in May where I had to go home for a little bit. They may ask me to come back again. Who knows? So it's just we'll see you all again soon, and please keep doing what you're doing. I'll say that our new acting associate director, our new acting director is the associate director from the San Antonio VA. His name is Mr. Shane Soto. So he will be arriving here early in October, so him and I can have a good transition together. But I know Mr. Soto very well. He was one of my mentees when he was going through his leadership development program, and so I know him very well. I'll just say I'm so sorry. He is a 49er fan too, just like I am. But no, please treat Mr. Soto just as well as you treated me here in my last year. I know you guys with Mr. Soto are going to do great things for the city of El Paso, for our veterans of El Paso. And I will be kind of a senior advisor to Mr. Soto as he's here. I'll be kind of his angel devil on his shoulder kind of thing. So I may fly back once or twice a month just to help Mr. Soto out because this will be his first time being an interim director at a VA. So I'm be happy to help. Like I told Dr. Wendell Jones, my boss in Dallas, that I'd be happy to help him. But again, I just want to say thank you so much for the hospitality you have provided me this last year. It's been such a great experience, and I'll never forget our Borderplex events and all the other community events that we've done, because I think we've just done so much. And we can do even more, and that is going to be my expectation. I told Mr. Soto is that we got to keep going, we got to keep moving forward, and find out what that next best thing is for our veterans in El Paso. So with that, any comments and questions for me? Thank you all.
Thank you for your service, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Sir, I just have a question about your evening.
Yes.
Your evening hours for
Yes.
the veterans to walk into. I know it's not an emergency. type clinic, but as the mental health chair, one of the questions I have is many times, you know, the veterans walk in and they're really not at an emergency situation, and I encourage them to walk into the wellness center the next day because I know you guys will take care of the veterans that walk in. But is that a sufficient place to send somebody that kind of is on the edge of, I just can't wait another
Yeah,
day?
so we've been discussing that. Thank you, Ms. Donna, for asking that question, because right now we have coverage for crisis, behavioral health crisis, up to about 5:45, 6 p.m. We're going to try to extend that even more. Right now, we're looking for the staffing to be able to do that, so that if there is a crisis event, a behavioral health crisis, we can do that through the whole time that the rest of our team is here. So we don't have that quite yet, the resource. We're still trying to find the resource for that. But right now, if there is a veteran that comes in up until about 6 p.m., we do have the ability to help that veteran in behavioral health crisis. And then my goal is to get that extended all the way through the full 7:30, 8 p.m.-ish that we have our primary care. So yes, thank you for bringing that up. I forgot about that, but we do have it until about 6 p.m. Each day.
And then to all of our veterans watching in the community, you know, that is a good place to go when you're not suicidal or thinking about hurting yourself or maybe hearing voices or seeing things. Definitely that's a place for, you know, to go into any emergency room or things like that. But I think that is going to help a lot of veterans out there seeking help at a little bit lower care who
Yes.
think that it's more urgent. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Mr. Luther, I just want to add a couple other comments. Thank you, sir, and thank you for your leadership while you've been here
Thank you.
with us at the VA. Also, we have the Veteran Flu campaign. So it's already started. We're doing it at the main garage at the VA. No appointments are needed. It's Monday through Fridays, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Like I said, it's a drive-through, so the parking garage, all you got to do is you see the markings and the cones. All they have to do is just go to the garage, and they will take care of them. Veterans may also receive their vaccines during their primary care appointments or specialty care appointments or any behavioral health appointments. So all those this is our campaign right now that we are pushing for the flu campaign. So please join us and make it a successful campaign. Also, we want to Mr. Riello, he covered most of the comments, but one of the other things that I wanted to just add and thank the city of El Paso, the county, and all the VSOs, community organizations that provided support for the homeless stand down, the veteran stand down. It was a great event. A variety of essential services were provided to homeless veterans, food services, nutrition, meals, throughout the day, VA education services, employment resources, housing resources, disability services, Social Security assistance. I saw it was a great event. When I got there, it was so many cars and so many people there. It was a great event. So I wanted to say thank you to the city, thank you to the county, thank you to everyone that participated in that event, because our homeless veterans are one of the most vulnerable communities in El Paso, and it's been growing. It's been it's getting larger and larger. So thank you for what you do. We also want to thank all the volunteers, because there was a lot of volunteers that were there. Without the volunteers, without the people there, there's no event. So thank you for that. And then on a good note, we are going to have a barbecue in appreciation of all veterans. We are collaborating this event with the VFW and the Surgeon General for the VFW. She's putting this event at the VA. We're going to do it on 9 October. We're going to do it from 11 a.m. to 1400. It's going to be also kind of like a resource fair. So it's going to be there at El Paso VA Medical Center, 5001 North Piedras, 78930. If anybody would like to share that information with your team, I will pass this flyer to Mr. Luther, so he can help me. I think I already sent it to the city, so you guys have that. So they're putting a big event. They're going to put out a lot of resources for the veterans. They're collaborating with the VA and BVA to bring those resources to the veterans. So thank you to the Surgeon General of the VFW, and thank you to the VFW VSOs that are in the area that are going to actually do the manpower stuff for that event. So thank you so much. And that's all I have. Pending any comments.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, we're going to go ahead and welcome El Paso County to speak at this time. Antoinette Hunt, or our
Good morning, everybody. It's not for short people. So yesterday we did our big check presentation. 2.4 or $2.3 million was given to the West Texas region from Texas Veterans Commission in grant money. That money is to cover financial assistance, there's mental health, there's transportation. So we had a lot of money that came into the city, and what I noticed just basically off the news article and the comments is that people don't know where to get these and what we're actually doing for veterans. So we may look into maybe doing something with the news so we can explain what it is that we're doing. But I wanted to thank, a few of you were there yesterday. I want to thank you for your support in that, and then also helping us get the word out about the grants. Without the veterans, spreading the word, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. On October 6th, Commissioners Court is doing a resolution for the Gold Star moms and families. And so this is kind of a big one. This Sunday, September 28th, is actually Gold Star Mom and Families Day. And Commissioners Court is doing resolutions every other week. So the next potential week to do that would be October 6th. So I welcome you all to Commissioners Court for that, to support those families who have given everything. And then I'll pass the mic to Mike.
Good morning, all. My name is Mike Barnes with El Paso County Veterans Advisory Board. Just a couple things. First and foremost is Veteran of the Year. You have to the end of the month to submit your application for those you are recommending as Veteran of the Year. So we ask, hey, please don't hold back. Please get it in as soon as possible. And that we're not asking for extension, because if you really love this person, just write it up. And I just want to say thank you to everybody. We're almost coming up on a year now that the Veterans Advisory Board has reset. And, and I'm proud of all the board members that we have now. They're out there doing God's work and taking care of veterans, but we also remain humble. And thank you for all the veteran leadership that we've been able to work with in this past year. And a special thanks to the Veterans at Breakfast. I brought some folks out there, out in county, that trying to pull them in off mission, as we say, and get them back on the fob. And they come to places like Veterans at Breakfast, and right away the feedback is immediately, I feel like I'm back home. So, and that don't come because of a building or some food. It comes from brothers and sisters who have said at one time, send me, and we're still have that in their heart and spirit to send me. So thank you guys. And with that, any questions?
Okay.
No questions on my end. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. At this time, I want to introduce a program that's near and dear to my heart that I've been very active in for many, many, many years, and it's the 346 Veterans Treatment Court Program Director, Yvonne Whitaker. She's going to share with us how our veterans can utilize this program in many different ways, and I'll let you hand it off to Yvonne here.
Well, thank you, everyone, and thank you for having me here. My name is Yvonne Whitaker. I'm the Program Director for the Veterans Treatment Court, and for sake of this presentation and time, when I say veterans, I'm talking also about active service members. So let me start off by telling you the story of Army Captain William Swenson. Back in 2009, Captain Swenson, oops, I have the clicker. Okay. Back in 2009, Captain Swenson was part of a coalition force that was ambushed by 60 enemy insurgents from the Taliban. Despite being surrounded and exposed to enemy fire, Swenson threw a grenade to protect his teammates and coordinated the evacuation of the wounded. His bravery earned him the Medal of Honor in 2013, and he was also inducted into the Pentagon Hall of Heroes. Some actions taken on that day were videoed by a helicopter pilot. It just so happened that he had the camera and he captured some scenes. And I think IT is going to be able to play part of that video. Hopefully you'll be able to see when Captain Swenson paused to kiss the wounded soldier on the forehead before they took him away to attend to his wounds. I don't know if IT can play the video. Okay. When I saw this, I got emotional because I'm not a veteran and I cannot even imagine what is to be part of the military. So thank you all veterans and active service members for serving to this nation. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. There's a lot of soldiers that come back to our community and they're not able to handle all these emotions. The physical injuries, we know they are dealt with, but the mental emotions, we don't know, and if they don't reach out, we won't know. And this is when the veterans or active service members, they start getting into self-medicating, and this leads them into trouble very, very quickly. I have two charts from the Veteran Homeless Statistics. These are provided by the Department of Veteran Affairs. These two are sentence types of recommendations given by the state. And if you can see the one on the right-hand side, that's the citizen offenders. And the left one is for veteran offenders. If you can see the percentage, 88.6% of citizen offenders receive prison time. And 83.7% of veteran offenders, they receive also prison time. I did a quick research yesterday, and 17.6 million veterans live in the US. This is only 7% of the adult population. Adult population in the US is 258 million, so do the math. The percentages are almost the same, and yet the percentage of people going to prison are almost the same with the veterans and the citizens in the community. This other one, 15% of all veteran offenders report post-traumatic stress disorder. 40.7% of veteran offenders who served in combat reported PTSD. And 8.5% of veteran offenders who did not serve in combat, they also reported PTSD. So again, there's a lot of veterans that come back into our community and they don't know how to handle that PTSD. So a quick history about the Veterans Treatment Court. Back in 2008, Judge Robert Russell from Buffalo, New York, noticed an increase of veterans coming into his program. He was presiding over the drug court and the mental health court. So back in 2001, the nation was at war with Iraq and Afghanistan. So he put two and two together, and this is how he decided to create the Veterans Treatment Court. Our court is modeled after Judge Russell's court, and we started our court back in 2012. Our mission statement is to divert justice-involved veterans and active service members from the traditional criminal justice system by providing them treatment and judicial monitoring to afford them the tools needed to lead a productive and law-abiding life. We are funded by the Texas Veterans Commission, the U.S. Department of Justice, and El Paso County. We cannot do this alone. It takes a whole, I think I skipped a slide. Well, I guess not. So we cannot do this alone. We have to tap into all the community resources that we have. The court itself is not just the court. It's a team of approximately 16 team members. And we meet every Wednesday at 1:30 in the afternoon. We talk to the veterans, we discuss the veterans' progress, and we also stop the cases. And who is part of the team? We have Judge Patricia Baca from the 346th District Court. We have Judge Moody from the 34th District Court. We have an assistant district attorney. We have a public defender. We have the Veterans Program Director, which is myself. We have the specialty court liaison. We have an in-house counselor. We have a probation officer. We have 4 compliance officers. 2 are housed under the 346th District Court. We have a sheriff's officer and a police officer. These 2 positions are donated by their respective agencies, and we're very grateful for that. We also, and the compliance officers also do home visits. They work holidays, weekends. They ensure that the veteran is doing well, that they're not in need of any basic necessities, and that they're compliant with their program. We also have our lead mentor coordinator, which is just so happened to be Ms. Dana Juarez. She's she's responsible for bringing in mentor volunteers, and they are responsible for literally being the coach to that veteran. They become their battle buddy, as Dana would say. They don't have to report anything to the court other than they want to harm themselves or someone else. To come into the program is very easy per se. The application is just a 1-page application. They also have to sign a medical release form, and they have to provide us with a DD-214. All this documentation goes to the VA, and we request a mental health history. That comes back to us. We give it to the district attorney's office, and they add the criminal history. They will review all the documentation, and the district attorney will decide if they're able to come into the program. It's not the court who decides. It's the actual district attorney, as they are the gatekeepers of these cases. Some considerations taken when they're thinking of bringing a veteran into the program, they will look at their discharge. We'll take anything other than dishonorable. We can take bad conduct or anything else, but it cannot be dishonorable. If they have to have a pending felony or misdemeanor offense. They have to suffer from some kind of mental illness. If they previously been part of the court, they will consider that, but most likely they won't be accepted. This is a one-time deal. If they have a violent criminal history, if they have a concerning mental health history, and if they have a history of non-compliance, all of these factors will be taken into consideration. Once they come into the program, the veteran will be assessed by the Veteran Benefit Administration to determine disability, pension, compensation, education benefits, or vocational rehabilitation. They will also be assessed by the Veterans Health Administration to determine eligibility for housing, substance abuse counseling, mental health counseling, and we will refer them to the Texas Veterans Commission or any other community agency that is able to work with veterans. The program itself is 18 months. It's 18 months of intensive treatment. It's divided into 5 phases. Each phase has a different length of time. So for phase 1, that's for 4 weeks, and the veteran has to come to court every week. For phase 2, that's 8 weeks, and they come to court every 2 weeks. Phase 3, it's 20 weeks, and they have to come to court every 3 weeks. Phase 4 is 24 weeks, and they come to court every 4 weeks. And phase 5, that's the aftercare, that's for 4 weeks, and they have to come to court every 4 weeks. So when a veteran comes into a program, I tell them, this is your homework. You have to comply with the individualized treatment plan that was developed for you. So this is their homework. This is what they have to do. And what that entails is that they have to follow their mental health treatment. They have to follow the substance abuse treatment. They have to attend to sessions for medication management. They have to meet with addiction therapists. They have to provide drug and alcohol tests as requested. They have to report to community supervision officer. They have to appear in court as scheduled. They have to meet with the compliance officers on any given day, including holidays, weekends, after hours. Once the participant meet these milestones for that particular phase, they will be able to move forward to the next phase. If there is some kind of infraction, sanctions will be given. They're mostly in the form of adding more community service hours. And if they are doing well, they will also be rewarded. There is an agreement with the District Attorney's Office and the Veterans Treatment Court. If the District Attorney qualifies a veteran for this particular contract, their case will be dismissed and expunged at the end of the successful completion of the program. So that means if this was their first offense, they're not going to create a criminal history. That's going to go away. And this is handled by the Public Defender's Office. They will file all the paperwork, so it's at no cost to them. So our goal is really to give the individual a chance at a better life. We want to give them the veteran hope and purpose so they can move forward to an improved quality of life. We want to restore their pride and reduce the conflict that may lead to additional incarceration. Just yesterday, we have a new participant that he told the judge that every time that it gets quiet, he gets very bad anxiety. And this is where we come in. So I have a few pictures of our last graduation. We have the color guard. I don't know if you can see Mr. Ron Jackson. He's one of our mentors, so thank you to Mr. Jackson. We have we have our very own Dana Juarez. She's also part of the ceremony for the graduation. We have an award. This is called the Patriot Strong Award. This is given to participants who do not have any sanctions. It doesn't mean that they're perfect, but they cannot receive any sanctions. We also involve the Fort Bliss. We usually have a chaplain from Fort Bliss. And at the end, we give the participant a certificate of completion, a retired flag, a coin, and a list of resources that they can tap into if they have any issues after they complete the program. And that is it for me. I don't know if anybody has any questions.
One thing that many active duty that are reserve and National Guard, and because they sometimes are only weekend warriors, or maybe they are not on deployed or on active duty status, don't consider themselves as sometimes not a veteran, not an active duty, that I'm still out here in the civilian world. So I just want to remind all the veterans that are reviewing this and everybody at the table to remind them they are included in who can participate. And we do get them on a regular basis, but just a reminder of that.
You know, it's funny, my late husband, he was a veteran. He served 3 years, and because he didn't go to combat, he didn't consider himself a veteran. So he never tapped into any of the resources. Everyone tried to convince him, but he didn't do that. But it would have been nice if he had tapped into those resources. So yes, even if you didn't go to combat, you're still a veteran.
Right, and then the other thing I think is really neat is even if they didn't qualify for services at the VA, the Veterans Treatment Card has their very own therapist, so they can see them. They'll also use our TVC grant mental health, the ones that receive those funds. So when there doesn't seem to be a way for some veterans, there's a way. We always find a way. Many times I've seen veterans come out of there that were incarcerated, that had nothing to live for, that felt like that they didn't deserve because they didn't go to combat, that actually was able to go to college and are now functioning and have totally turned their lives around. I suggest everybody come to our graduation. Do you want to share that if you want to see an example?
Yes, as I was telling Mr. Mike here, we have a graduation next Wednesday, the 24th of September at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's going to be in the 346 District Court. We're here at the courthouse that looks like it's got a lot of mirrors. We're on the 7th floor at 701. So it's Court 346. So you're more than welcome to attend. 346. 7th floor. Yes.
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
So for volunteers, how far out in advance do you need notification?
Send me an email or Ms. Dana Juarez. The sooner the better. So what we do, the court cannot enforce more into the participants because they are part of the criminal justice system. But they need to at least 80 hours for our program, and some of them, because they're on probation, they may have 200 hours of community service hours. So the sooner you send the information, the sooner we send it to them, and we will encourage them to participate in your particular assignment. So the sooner, the better. Yes? Awesome.
And lastly, I'd like to say that mentors, we have a handful of mentees right now, participants that do not have mentors. We're always recruiting. We just need a bio at 214, and you can go through some Justice for Vets education and training and sign a few MOUs, and we can get you started to be a battle buddy for someone who could truly benefit from walking with somebody on the journey. Any other questions?
Well, thank you, everyone, and have a great, great day.
Thank you for what you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
At this time, I'll introduce the community update on aquatic adventures. Mr. Robinson.
Hello, I'm Mike Robinson. How y'all doing today? Can I get my presentation up there? Oh, thank you. So I'm the owner of Aquatic Adventures. We are a dive group here in El Paso. Can I get the next slide, please? Okay, thank you. So we have a couple different things that we do. One is Dive for Vets. That is a nonprofit that we are involved in. It's based out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Oh, sorry. It's based out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. If they have a DD-214 and any form of disability, again, it has to be other than honorable, right? They can get their first scuba diving certification for free. There's a lot of nonprofits out there. None of us that are on the board actually take any money from the nonprofit. We take it as a tax write-off, so all of our time we do is volunteer time for those veterans. So every dollar that goes back into Dive for Vets goes straight back towards veterans, all right? Those are our mission statement and our vision. Some of the things that scuba diving can help you with. So I broke my neck and my back. You may not be able to see it, but I have a scar that goes from here to here. And I got 30-something staples in my back. I got my C5 through T1 fused and my L4 through L6 fused. Both of my rotator cuffs, if you will, were put back into place. I tore both labrums, and I severed my Achilles tendon. As you can see, I used to be in a wheelchair. I'm not saying that's all beneficial of scuba diving. However, it's a very low impact sport. You can put a lot of your gear on in the water, so it's not a lot of heavy equipment. And someone like me that has multiple spinal injuries is able to do it, becoming an instructor trainer, make a career out of it. Guess what? It's really good. For those that have tinnitus, I have a constant ringing in my ear when it gets quiet. It's very annoying because it feels like I got a gnat in my ear all the time. Guess what? Underneath that pressure, it all goes away, and I'm actually truly at peace. All right? All right, other things that we can do through our agency, which is SDI, TDI Worldwide, Scuba Diving International and Technical Diving International. You'll see that all of you all have some handouts. If you want to go ahead and take those with you, we got some for you all down there. All I have is enough for the people on the list. So it's 100% VA reimbursable. So on this program right now, through our headquarters, if they take a course with us and they have part of their GI Bill, they can get that reimbursed upon successful completion. We have the forms, we'll help them fill them out, they'll send it off to the VA, and they'll get their money back. One of the things that we're trying to do is become an actual education facility in the state of Texas. So then we'll be able to go ahead and, instead of charging the veteran up front, we'll be able to go ahead and they can use one tuition assistance if they're on base on Fort Bliss, so active duty. Then we'll be able to use the VA, and we'll be able to get in the VRNC, which is one of the things that I did is I used my VRNC, became a scuba diving instructor, and now I'm an instructor trainer so I can train instructors. So there is a career forward in it. All right. So these are different ways that you can take and use your GI Bill, and all the courses are approved. You have your SDI, which is recreational scuba diving if you just want to go for fun. You have TDI, so if you want to get a little bit more serious into diving and do some stuff like decompression diving. If they are a police officer or firefighter and they don't have any certifications, they can get their public safety diving through us as well using their GI Bill. Free diving certifications, and they can become professional, become a dive master, instructor, course director, instructor trainer. All right, so like I said, the reimbursement, which is step by step. All right, we'll go ahead and keep all the results. We're required to keep all that for 7 years. They'll complete the VA Form 22-0803. They'll go ahead and send that forward. It's with their specific course on there, and then they'll get their money back in a couple of weeks to months. All right, some of our credentials at our facility. Like I said, I'm an instructor trainer. We have course directors, we have other instructor trainers for both first response training, emergency CO2 training, anything that the city may need. We also teach swimming instruction. We are also a Red Cross, lifeguard, and first response provider. So if the city needs lifeguards like they have for the past couple of years, they've sent us a couple and we've been able to go ahead and do that. One of the things that we're doing is we're training the Loving Fire Department, their whole public safety diving team, and we're trying to get into the El Paso public safety diving teams that don't currently have contaminated water operations and stuff like that. I already went over most of these services that we can provide for the city of El Paso, but mainly this is for veterans. So what I want to do is encourage, if you have any sort of disability, even if you have an amputation. We have one of our veterans, he's actually a paraplegic. He has learned to scuba dive. We have certain ways that we can do that. George over here is one of our instructors for teaching people with disabilities that go into bringing them into wheelchairs. If you have a will, you have a way. Even if you're a full quadriplegic, we can get you in the water to experience it. Unfortunately, you won't be able to get a certification because you can't go diving on your own, but we can get a couple professionals to take you in the water and you can actually enjoy diving. And that is, again, free. All right, so if I have any questions, I'll go ahead and take those right now.
So I had an initial question because where we're at in El Paso, where do you guys do this?
So there's a couple places. I'm looking at a lake that's really actually close by to do some of it, but it's a green water lake. But the main place that we go is Balmaray State Park. All right, we have an agreement with their state parks, and if you're a veteran and you have a Texas state park, you can also get in there for free. And then we go to Santa Rosa, New Mexico. So if you want to do some of your more advanced diving where you have to get deeper than 60 feet, then we go there because it's, you know, an artesian well, basically, and it's really clear water. Nice to go ahead and learn in instead of a green water type thing where it's harder to see.
Do you know if you have to have any certain rating to get compensated for training through the VA? I understand the GI Bill, if you have
No,
credits.
if they have any form of their GI Bill left, they don't have to have a rating.
No, but through the VA, if I apply through the VA, is it the same thing?
So right now, we're not currently certified to take the VRNC. Our application is up through the Department of Veterans Affairs. However, we have to be recognized as an education facility by the state of Texas first, and that takes 3 to 5 years.
Okay, thanks for
We've been
clearing
in
that up.
business for 3.
Cool.
Any more questions? All right, thank you for your
Thank you,
time.
Mr. Robinson.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And Donna, I just want to let you know, I'm going to have to excuse myself from the rest of the meeting, so I just want to give you a heads up on that.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, we're going to do a discussion and a monthly update from the VAC subcommittee chairs. And at this time, do we have an employment report out?
Yes, I'll be giving the employment report. We didn't have a formal meeting this month. We did get together briefly via text message to discuss some issues. One of those being to remind all veterans about the District 4 Veterans Resource meeting on November 5th. Again, that's District 4. If there's any questions, I know James can answer those. And then, let's see, we are still speaking with Tyler, Texas, in reference to the their discount program for veterans, as far as do they have any way of identifying businesses via stickers or posters that they honor a discount for veterans, and then bringing that to El Paso. And I see on the agenda, we'll probably bring that up for discussion again. And then other than that, that's all the employment subcommittee has at this time.
Thank you. This time we'll go ahead and go to the homelessness committee chair. Or anyone reporting out on their behalf.
That was Don, and he just left.
Moving on to mental health. For the last 30 days, we've had the great opportunity to participate in the Borderplex, where they took difficult mental health, medical, and just social cases, and we were able to troubleshoot with a laundry list of wonderful resources that we're adding to the website. I know that there was an intern last year that would help us update that, so if we could just get an update on if that's going to be you, Luther, or if you're going to have an intern helping us with that. And the other item of interest was, so we know the Gold Star Families is on the 28th. We also know that veterans being socially connected is wonderful. One of the things that we always lean on at the Veterans Treatment Court is when someone doesn't want to do medication management, is they can go to the whole health program at the VA, and that many times people don't think of that as an alternative, but it is. So they can get acupuncture, they can get massages, they can have resources within that program where they can even do out-of-the-box holistic care. So I just want to remind everybody that that is a critical service here in the community. And then the Texas Veterans Commission, just like I always reinforce between Endeavors, Veterans One Stop, Amistad, GI Forum, they actually have those mental health services where they also have holistic peer support opportunities along with the VA, and those were also social connections. On the 27th of September, the Elks Lodge, along with HUD-VASH, is taking veterans that don't have the opportunity to ever get a chance to go to a lake, Elephant Butte, to have a chance to fish, to have a chance to ride in a boat. The transportation is provided. One thing that for mental health, if you want to give back, we need people there helping us set up and break down. It starts very early in the morning and goes till about 2. We welcome our community. We welcome our veterans, even community residents that would like to come out. And then on September 28th, we have veterans, active duty, first responders, and their families doing a self-care day, totally free. Both of those, both Saturday and Sunday are totally free. Kayaking, boating, free lunch, free access, no fishing license required. That is a self-care day. I'm really big on that. We do it every September and May, and I just want to welcome our community out, because you've got to love on yourself. You got to put your oxygen mask on first before you can take care of other people. So from a mental health perspective, I make sure, Luther, that you get those on the calendar. I'll resend those opportunities and invites. I did send them out to the VA for them to resend out. We still have some open spots. One person that's military, active duty, veteran, or caregiver they can bring their whole family with them. So we just want to remind everybody that you've got to take care of yourself first before you can take care of anybody else. I think that's the theme for the month, and we learned all those resources from the Borderplex, and we just want to make sure that those additional resources get put onto our website. Thank you. Okay, any questions at this time? Moving on to discussion citywide veteran discount program.
So I know the employment subcommittee had discussed this, and I think we're kind of just waiting to see what Melissa and George, we've already kind of discussed it, and we're in support of it. We just want to make sure that we can get as much information from Tyler or whoever's going to kind of be the example there, and then once we gather that information, we'll roll it out. But definitely, I'm in support of it, so I'm going to assist you guys in whatever you need.
Can I say something to that? Just to let you know, the county is looking at the exact same thing, and they've already developed, like, the sticker with the Veterans Capital. We just need criteria, but if we work together, this is something that we can definitely, like, either employers that are giving discounts or businesses that hire more than a certain percentage of veterans, like how to identify those. But I think it's something that if we work together, we could probably get this done quite easily.
For sure, I'll connect you with the employment subcommittee, and then we'll all get together.
And I would like to invite the GI Forum to maybe even tell us how they're working with Bassett Mall. They are going from Target to Dave & Buster's to ask for discounts and show those discounts, and they're actually having an event on November the 10th. So there could be a best practice here locally that we can also take advantage of. Moving on to item number 10, discussions and guidance for the annual update to council.
Yeah, so I would, we'll save that. I have all the information that I need from you guys. I'll give more information when we have more of the VAC members here. But I have all of the documentation, so you guys, there's no do-outs or anything, so I'll just get back with you.
This time, item number 11, Division of Veteran and Military Affairs update.
All right, thank you guys so much. So, Donna, you said a little bit of it last month. We did, since the last meeting, we did have our Borderplex Veterans Service Provider Summit. We had over 100, I would say about maybe 115 to 120 actual service providers in the building. It was a 2-day event where we focused on panels and vignettes and actual real-world veteran-focused problems. I think it went great. The feedback was excellent that I got from the surveys. I would say it's probably about 80% positive feedback from the surveys, and then the negative feedback was just more time for like back and forth and questions with the actual panels, and then more direction for the actual table discussions. But I think it was great, so I want to thank the VA was here earlier, so I want to thank the VA, everyone that assisted me with that, everyone that was on panels, that jumped in late, that jumped in and kind of facilitated those the discussions. So we'll continue to do this, and we're going to continue to adjust and, you know, make changes to it and try to improve it every single time. But yeah, so I want to thank you guys. I have all the subcommittee presentations collected, what I just stated, so I'll get back to you guys going forward on that and how we're going to bring it to council and the city manager. I think they mentioned earlier, I think the VA mentioned that they just recently completed their homeless stand-down event. This year, I thought it went very well. It was a collection of all of the agencies, city, county, VSOs, the actual veteran service organizations such as like the DAV, VFWs, everybody kind of played a role. I'm working right now to see if we can get some recognition from the city of El Paso for Big Dog and the actual Reserve Center, because I know he got his little sign, but I feel like 30 plus years, maybe there could be a little bit more recognition. But I think that went well and we were a part of that. Also want to just keep reminding to everyone, this Tuesday, Honor Flight came and presented at City Council. Honor Flight is, the departure is the 25th, which is next week on Thursday, and the arrival is the 27th. So the departure is when they leave very, very early. It'll be around 3:30 a.m. We'll be at the airport to make sure things go smoothly, and the arrival is when they come home. I'm sure all you guys are aware, but if anyone's not aware, the Honor Flight is where we take our World War II, Korean War, and Vietnam era veterans to Washington, D.C. to see the memorials that were in their honor, and then we fly them back, and we try to give them the welcome home that they never got during that time period. It's very powerful. They come to the arrival is around 4 at the El Paso International Airport, but I would try to be there 3:30, 3:45 the latest, so you can park and get situated. It's right in that main entrance, that main like concourse foyer area, right when you enter. You can't miss it. We'll all be there. The band will be there. So please, if you can come out on the 25th or the 27th to support that, please do. The VAC name change, that's going to happen here soon. I think things are going through the process right now. Things have kind of been signed and approved, and they're moving through that process. And then there may be additional members coming for District 7. There's a vacancy, so we're trying to get on that as well. That's all I have. There's some new things happening in the department, so stand by, look out for that, but that's all I have.
I have a question, Luther. During the Service Provider Summit, were there any gaps in service or resources identified through the surveys or through any of the meetings or any of the work groups in El Paso?
Yeah, so we identified a couple of things, and I think we've kind of already moved forward. I think one thing that was discussed there is that we don't have any of so some of our counterpart cities that are military-focused cities, they have the ability for our disabled veterans to have like they're like Special Olympics for like an event for our disabled veterans. That was identified as one of the gaps that was there, and then also mental health gaps, the need for mental health access, ease in the access, and then, of course, what always constantly gets brought up, and I think we're trying to address this through these meetings, is that the availability of information. The information is out there, but people can't find it as readily. So those were the three top things. Sharing or ease of access to information, I would kind of form it there. Something for our disabled veterans to be involved in. I like the scuba idea. That's something that, I mean, that fits right in what we're talking about. And then mental health, more resources. And when reading through it, I wouldn't say that more resources, but it goes back to information, finding the resources and ease of access to them. So,
Is that something we can bring up in front of council?
yes, I think that's excellent.
Okay, thanks.
And I think when we get those QR codes for city discounts, it could probably link people right back to what's going on in the city. So there's a lot of hope for that QR code that's going to be out there in all the businesses. Holly.
I have a question, if I may. I'm Holly Hollyfield, Veterans at Breakfast. Luther, can you speak some more on the name change? What is that changing to?
Perfect. Great question. So we're just going to synchronize our name. Right now, we're the Veterans Affairs Advisory Committee, and sometimes that gets us confused with the VA, the Veterans Affairs. So we're just going to kind of get along board with how the county does it, and we'll just be the VAC, the VAC, the Veteran Advisory Committee. We took the affairs out.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Moving on to item 12, announcements limited to veteran and military events pertinent to the El Paso region. At this time, anyone want to report out?
I'll just hit it again, the honor flight, honor flight, honor flight.
I would,
That's at 3:45 in the morning, right?
So I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm going to be there much earlier than that, but yes.
I'd like to have everybody mark your calendars for November 8th, our Veterans Day Parade. We've combined like 3 different parades this year in honor of the 250-year celebration. And as far as one of the things that we're working on for volunteers is that we're going to march with all 50 flags, all territories, all military flags. So we're looking for volunteers. So if you're interested in that, get with Luther and he'll put you in contact. I'll get you that flyer, Luther. Thank you. Moving on to item 13, discussion on proposed item agendas for next meeting. One of the things that I wanted to bring up was that there's a OBGYN from the El Paso VA who would like to talk about women issues. I will forward you that information. And so hopefully if his calendar's open, that could be a possible opportunity. And if not, maybe the following month. But I know we don't meet in December, right? Correct? Right. Any other proposed?
And just, I'll just add lastly, just a reminder, I don't know how many submissions you guys have got so far, but I know it's getting down to that crunch time. We've got like a week and a half left for Veteran of the Year. So please, everyone out there in YouTube land, if you have someone that you want to vote for, don't wait till the last minute because you want to make sure if you need to, if the T's aren't crossed or the I's aren't dotted, you want to make sure you get that across the finish line in time because we want to make sure we get the best person for our Veteran of the Year.
Thank you, Luther. Any other questions at this time? Okay. At this time, I'd like to motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Well, we can't, yeah, we can't.
Yeah. We don't have a quorum.
Lesson, okay.
Thank you.
So at this time, I'd like to adjourn.
Yeah.